Hi, everyone. I am so excited to come and talk to y'all for a few minutes about hostess coaching. So, if you do not know me, which most of you probably do not, my name is Desiree York. I am a lady and I have been with Synergence for, since November of 2020. So, I'm super excited to talk to you about something that I am so passionate about. So if you are watching live, I hope you'll say hi and tell me, if you're watching live or watching the replay, tell me what is your favorite ice cream flavor. Okay. Hi, ladies. Oh my goodness. So first of all, let me give you a little bit of background. When I first started with Synergence, I didn't believe in hostess coaching. I would actually have some of my downlines ask me, well, how do you hostess coach? And I'm like, girl, I don't hostess coach. I just run the party. And that's what I would tell them. And I want to tell you why. I have done one other business before, and it was a little bit icky for me. Just some of the ways that I was taught to hostess coach. And I just didn't like it. And so my solution when I jumped in with Synergence was to not. And I can promise you that is not, in my opinion, the correct way. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, for, I don't know, probably for 8 months of my business, I didn't hostess coach. I muddled through a lot of parties. And I can tell you that I had quite a few flops in there. But I still muddled through. So no, I wasn't unsuccessful, or else I probably wouldn't be here, right? But I want to walk y'all through how hostess coaching can seriously transform your sales. It's just going to change your parties. So I'm really excited to just share with you. So what I hope, and I have my notes because I'm a big squirreler, and I just want to make sure I stay focused. So I apologize if you see me looking down. I'm also a paper person. So, but what I hope for you to be able to walk away tonight is I want you to be able to walk away with at least one tip that you can take and apply to improve your relationship with your hostess, because your relationship with your hostess is so important. It is what's going to drive the entire party. She is bringing her friends to you. And obviously, a lot of this hostess coaching is going to be through Facebook parties is what I'm focusing on tonight. That is a majority of how I've run my businesses. I have done, because I started during the pandemic. So hello, everyone. I want to make sure that you do know that up front. So let's talk scripts for a minute, right? What about scripts? Well, scripts help you know where to start, right? But I really believe that scripts need to be fluid. You need to think about the person that you're talking to. You want to make sure that you're not just being cookie cutter, okay? I feel like that can come across in the messages if your message is not being considered to the hostess that you're talking about. Now, with that being said, I do have my stash of scripts that I do refer to and that I do use. The very first message that I send out, so let's go pre-party, right? I personally use a 2-day party style. You could say it's really 3, because on the 3rd day, there are a couple of posts and I'm wrapping up and I'm taking sales. But for the most part, my party is very short, very sweet, and to the point. So I do still reach out to the hostess about 4 or 5 days before the party starts, and I give her all the details. First of all, if you booked the party a couple months earlier, she might not remember that she booked a party with you. So you want to let her know, like, just kind of, it's like you're touching base without being like, hey girl, are we still on for a party? No. Don't do that. Do not reach out to your hostess and be like, hey, are you still wanting to host a party this week? No. You reach out to your hostess and you say, hey girl, I am so excited for our party next week. I'm getting it set up right now, and I'm going to be inviting you to it in the next day or two. I just wanted to give you a little bit more information before I invite you in. And that's when you can tell her like about Hostess rewards. You can tell her that you really want her to post about once a day in the party, just a couple of things, and just be really excited. Now, this message I do send in just a text format. I do not do voice memo. A lot of my messages are voice memo. Why? Because they hear your voice. They're going to hear your excitement. They're going to hear your sincerity. They're going to get to know you better when you send voice memos. So I do send a lot of my Hostess Coaching messages in voice memo, but this first one, I don't want her to like see a minute long message and just go like, eh. So I just want to send it in a quick text so that they can see it. They can get the information. They've got that information hard copy to refer to and to be able to let you know so they can go back and look at it instead of having to listen to it. It's really actually very helpful. Now, I will tell you, as a former teacher, I am queen of taking things and adopting them to my own style. So I definitely had my eyes open when Morgan is our queen, when I first saw her Hostess Coaching. So some of the things that I'm taking, I have taken from her, but I have expanded my coaching to be something that works for me. Yes, refer back to it. It's great for them to be able to have things that they can go back and look at when they're not certain. Okay, so now you've reached out to them in that first message. You've let them know that you're going to be able to be inviting them in. And at the end, oh, y'all, this is key. At the end of that first message, do you have any questions? You want to end with a question because it encourages them to respond. You want that confirmation that, yes, they are on board and they are ready for their party, okay? You've not asked them if they want to have a party because you've already confirmed that party with them. Sometimes when we give people an out like that, because they're nervous and anxious and they're just not necessarily sure of what's going to happen, they might back out. So for me, this has been super successful in not asking them. And I promise you, I've done it the other way. And I promise you, I've had lots of party cancellations because of it. But since switching to this format, I don't tend to have my ladies back out on me. I have had it happen, and actually a couple times recently, but it's okay. It will happen. You just get them on the calendar for another time, and you book another party. All right. So after I've sent that message, I go ahead and get the album set up. The message is a voice memo, and I say, hey, girl. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, y'all. Went to my 5G now, so like I'm off and my Wi-Fi is horrible here. So please let me know in the comments if I start cutting out. But I just reach out to her and I say, hey girl, guess what? Your party's created and it's ready to go. But before you start inviting all of your friends, what I really want you to do is I want you to create a welcome post. Now, this is where it's important too. That can overwhelm anyone where this is not their business. You want me to do what? Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to put. You give them the verbiage. Cookie cutter verbiage that I give every single hostess. If you're not sure what to say, here's a sample script. And just throw a picture in of yourself, of your family, of your dog, of you and your pets, whatever you want to do. But give them the script, give them the option of writing it their own way, but they can also 100% have something that they can use. Bingo. You've got them set up. They're going to go ahead. They're going to do that for you. Simple task. This is so important, y'all. Do you notice that so far I'm just giving them bite-sized pieces of information? Don't overwhelm your hostesses. If you give them a task list, I have seen it. If you give them a task list, they're going to get overwhelmed and they're not going to want to do the things. If they already see that you want them to invite hundreds of people and create a welcome post and post every day and then the list and they're going to freeze. So make sure you just feed them a little bit at a time. And I honestly do this with my downlines too. I just give them a little bit of information at a time to help them not get overwhelmed. And there are some people who just want to run. And if they're going to run, let them run. And if you have a hostess that wants to run, let them run. Let them do the things. Let them do the live videos. You're going to have an amazing party if they're doing those things. But if they're not that kind of hostess, it's okay, because this isn't their job. They don't know what to do. So we have to show them and teach them what we want them to do. We can't just expect them to do. Isn't it that way with our children? If you've ever taught in any type of environment like that, you can't just expect people to know what to do. So, hi. All right. So after I have them invite or create their welcome, that's when I then reach out to them again. And guess what? I'm going to praise the mess out of them, because everyone loves praise. Who doesn't love praise? I mean, I'm loving my little hearts over here. Y'all are making me feel so good. We love praise. We love praise. So praise the mess out of your hostesses, y'all. Give them all the encouragement. Girl, that welcome post is perfect. It's perfect. Thank you so much for doing that. Now we're ready to invite some family and friends. Now, this is where I start. I very specifically have them invite just a few family and friends first, and I actually have them reach out to them. I also give them verbiage for that. Here's how to invite your mama and your best friend. Hey girl, or hey mama, or hey girl, I'm having a party. I'm really excited, and I don't tend to call it a party. I'm having a beauty bash. I'm really excited about this. I love the products. I would love if you just came and supported me, no matter if you want to order or not. I just need you to come and participate and help make the party fun. They're going to get some people that automatically accept that. Then I give them the link to their party. Well, they kind of already had it, because I usually drop that in when I tell them I'm about to invite them. I always give them the link, because, I mean, who doesn't lose group invites, right? So, excuse me. So I go ahead and I give them some verbiage that they can send their close family and friends to invite them in. Once they've had a chance to do that, and I see some people are coming into the party, oh, great. I already see that you've already got so many people in the party. You are doing amazing. Okay, this is my favorite, y'all. Now comes the scary part. Remember, voice memos. Girl, now comes the scary part. I know this is scary, but I really want you to invite any girlfriend on your friends list that you think would be invited, that you think would be interested. You will not believe the people that will come and support you that you wouldn't even know. So just close your eyes. But here's the thing. It's not like you're throwing them in a group, okay? You're not throwing them in and they don't have a choice. They're not being kidnapped. And this is the analogy that I typically use. I'm like, you remember when you were little and you were having a birthday party and you sent out all the invitations to absolutely all your friends because you were so excited that you're having a birthday party? Guess what? That invitation, they could still RSVP going or not. It's the same way with a Facebook beauty bash. You're sending out invites and just saying, hey girl, I'm having this beauty bash. I'd love you to come. And they can choose to accept it or decline it. It's totally up to them. And I feel like that takes some of that pressure off of them. And then Erica mentioned the other day about, creating that FOMO of like most customers tend to invite this many people. It does work. FOMO is a real thing, y'all. I mean, we know that, right? We're always afraid of missing out on stuff. So make sure that you, that is the next step. All right, let's see. I talked about complimenting your hostess. Okay. I really feel like this is the most important step of y'all, just please make sure that you encourage her throughout the entire thing, because you're going to catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, right? I mean, we know that. We know that, right? We want to make sure that we're being really, really sugary with them. Now, that's pretty much the pre-party stuff. You've gone through the entire process. You've created the party. You've let her know. She's invited her friends. Now comes the actual party part of Hostess Coaching. Your party posts are getting ready to go up. Your hostess might not know what her role is. So when your very first post goes up, maybe it's a game. I know for me, my very first day of, yeah, I am truly Southern, y'all. I'm a Southern girl through and through. I'm sure y'all can hear it. But when you start the party, and for me, I usually typically start with games because Erica mentioned it too. You want to pull them in, all those little preview mode friends, because she went through and invited anybody she thought she wanted. They're in preview mode. You want to get them in, and I do it with games. Lots and lots of games. That's how we try to pull them in. But when that very first game goes up, send it in a link. Here you go, girl. Guess what? The first party game is up. Do you mind going and commenting really quick? Because she's friends with these people. She knows these people. It is not going to notify them necessarily. They might see it, but they are more likely to see it when she is commenting. She may have missed it. Maybe she works full time. This party is not her livelihood. I keep saying that, but it's true. So just encourage her. She's happy to do it. She wants a successful party. She does. That's why she agreed to do one. She doesn't want to have a party that totally flops. So just message her really quick and let her know. You can even have her reach out to that for that first day. A great, I mentioned that the hostess should post once a day. She could thank her guests for being there. That's a great first post. Maybe mention what her favorite products are in that first post once the party starts. So, giving I can't speak human, y'all. I just really can't. Giving the hostess things that she can do, because you've asked her to do these things. So now make sure you try and provide her those things. Make her job easy, and it's going to make your job easier. And when you have a list of things that you can do, like once you've created like this rhythm, I have a rhythm now because I've been doing this for a while. And so I kind of know what day, when, how, what I'm going to do. And for me, it's scripted out. But like I told you, scripts are fluid. Remember the person and also be yourself. Let them hear your voice. Okay. But, say that. So let's get into like during the party, you're doing all the things. The hostess is doing all the things, but the customers aren't participating. What do? Well, if the hostess is participating and the customers still aren't, like she's commenting, maybe she's tagging a person here or there, here is gold. Personally, in my personal opinion, it's gold. Maybe people aren't necessarily seeing it, or maybe they're a little timid to like jump in and participate. Do you have that best friend or maybe a family member that you could reach out to and encourage her to like kind of go and comment on some of the posts? We can even give her some specific links to go in and start commenting on. I want to give you a specific example. I was running a party. I should have brought my water. Oh, I have water. Thank goodness. The good thing about being by my nightstand, y'all. I was hosting a party, and it was kind of dead. It was actually, and I didn't even book it through one of my best friends. It was one of my best friend's family members, and so she was invited into the party. And when I saw her there, I was like, "Oh, great!" And so the party was kind of dead, and I reached out to my friend, and I was like, "Hey, I need you to do something for me. Like, I need you to go in and comment on some of these things and try and get some engagement going." She was my hype squad. Yes, exactly. Yes, Erica. She was my hype squad. That party turned around. And do you know what she told me? She's like, "I feel so powerful," because she saw it. She saw how everybody started coming in and commenting because they saw this other person commenting. Sometimes it takes that person to get the party going. So don't hesitate to reach out to your hostess and see if she has that person that she can be like, because you might not know if it's not, in this instance, it was somebody that I knew, and I just reached out to her to myself, and I was like, hey, I need your help. Like, I need you to get this party going, please. It's like dying. And so she did. And seriously, it was one of my best parties that I've had. And it was all because, well, one of the reasons was because she started getting that hype going. So make sure that you do that. Okay. It's a great hostess strategy. Say that the hostess and the customer is not participating. That can get hard sometimes, right? Well, once again, and I mentioned it, just reach out to the hostess, have a conversation, say, hey girl, how are things going? How do you feel like your party's going? And be like, I just wanted to let you know that your friends don't know me. And the more you participate and engage on the post, the more likely they are. You can even tag them in something if you think that they'll like it. So, just try and do everything that you can. Sometimes, like I said, they just don't know. They just don't know. All right. So that is kind of like during the party. And really, honestly, it's really flexible. I just really try to make sure that anytime something seems to be going wrong, I keep that conversation going with my hostess. It's the best way, a form of communication is through her. And so I just constantly reach out to her and try and troubleshoot with her and just make her feel loved. I always pour on the sugar, y'all. Like, I'm just as nice as can be. And I just say, hey, and try and make it lighthearted. Like, I've just been noticing this. So just watch your verbiage and just try and be light, upbeat, but also you are the distributor. So you are in control of this party and just really do everything you can to make it successful. It doesn't mean you're not going to ever have a flop party. I promise. I have them still. I had one just a couple weeks ago. But I will tell you, I know one of the reasons why, even though I reached out to the hostess and said, hey girl, we only have like 10 people in your party. And I could tell she hadn't invited that many more in. I was like, do you think we could reach out? And I gave her tips. And then I gave her tips. Oh, this is a good one. Sorry, y'all. Squirrel moment. If you notice that there are a ton of people in preview mode and they're not accepting the invite, I guarantee you a lot of them haven't even noticed that they've been invited into something. I know that when I go into like my list of groups that I've been invited into, and I have a million of them all the time, that I'm like, oh, when did she invite me into that? So if you just have the hostess reach out and say, hey, why don't you take this script? I give her a little script like, hey girl, I just wanted to let you know Facebook can be kind of crazy. I use that all the time, y'all. Like, Facebook can be kind of crazy. I use it all the time. Facebook can be kind of crazy, and I didn't know if you'd seen it. No worries if you're not interested. Always give them that back out, okay? Give them that chance to step back from it. But like, no worries if you're not interested. It also makes it a little less spammy, But I'm having this party, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I really love these products. I'd love it if you came. And then you give them the link. Because a lot of times, if there are a ton of people in preview, they just may not have seen it. Yeah, there is tons on Facebook, and you just can't keep up. I'm sorry, y'all. I squirrel really bad, so I'm trying not to read the comments. So if I miss something you've said, I'll try and come back and comment. All right, so now we're moving into closing the sales. This I feel like is what has transformed my parties the most. And it's really only like one thing. I'm great at reaching out to absolutely. I reach out to, Erica, I think even mentioned this. I reach out to absolutely everybody in that party that has accepted that invite. They get a message from me. I will say for that one, I don't send voice memos because I learned by sending voice memos, they actually tend to go, I don't know what that is. But if you send a text, they can at least just read it and then decide whether they want to open it or not. So I do send a text message, really simple, short and sweet. I don't say, hey, what do you want to buy? Erica already went over this. I just say, hey, thank you so much for joining the party. Is there anything I can do? Can I help you find anything or answer any questions? I always make sure I say, I really appreciated you joining. I mean, don't say I appreciated you participating if they didn't participate, y'all. So just once again, verbiage is fluid. Pay attention to the things you're saying. Y'all know this. I mean, I know it. Y'all know this. So, but if I'm having trouble getting into Messenger with people, now I've already taken care of during the party. I've had a little party post that's gone up that has encouraged them to respond to me. Like, I've told them, I've sent you something in Messenger. It'll get you a party prize. Okay. So I've already done that piece. So hopefully I'm already talking to them and having a conversation with them in Messenger. But if I'm not, and if I don't feel like they've seen my message, you can kind of tell if they've seen it or if they've just not seen it at all. I reach out to the hostess and I give her this verbiage. I'm like, your party has gone so well. I'm so grateful for you and all of the things you have done. You've just been absolutely such an amazing hostess. I did want to let you know that I think some of your friends in the party have not seen my message about ordering. If I would love it if you would touch base with them and just let them know that I sent them a message. And then I give them specific verbiage. And I make it very laid back and non-spammy. And the verbiage is something like, let me see if I can come up with it. I didn't write it down. It says, hey, so-and-so, thank you so much for joining my party. I hope you've had a fantastic time. Desiree let me know that she reached out to you. No pressure if you're not really wanting anything. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't mess out if you really wanted to snag one of these amazing products. And then you leave it at that. But it gives them an out. It makes the hostess not feel like she's like pushing sales, because it's, in my personal opinion, it's not the hostess's job to try and get those sales. That's what we're there for. And I think that's what really kind of like pushed me away from hostess coaching for a long time. But it's our job to get those sales. But in order to get those sales, we also, and I can't tell you how many people have been like, oh, I didn't even see her message, or, oh, I thought it was spam and deleted it, and I've gotten sales because I've had the hostess just reach out with that really simple message. I even tend to give her a list. These are the people that I just haven't been able to get a hold of. I don't even think they've seen it. And then they just reach out, send them a quick little message, letting them know that I sent them a message and that they can look for it if they want to in a story. And then if they don't want to, it's okay too. I just had a moment where I realized something that I typically do during my party. So I do live demos during my party. Like, I do a live demo. It's a big push for my party. We hype it the entire time. If you have something special that you do in your party, use your hostess. I do use my hostess for that. I have my hostess message everyone that's in the party. I give her a script. Okay, remember, scripts are great. We want our hostesses to have it the easy factor. But I give her a script and just tell her, hey, here, would you mind sending this message out and reminding your hosts, your customers, your friends. Oh, well, the struggle's real. Remind your friends that we're having a live demo tonight and that they get prizes just for coming and being on and stuff like that. And so that's one of those things that I do. So if you have something that is particular to your party, you can 100% use your hostess. I hope this has been helpful. So Hostess Coaching has transformed my parties. I have been able to have so many more successful parties because I gently and lovingly use that hostess to help me communicate with the customers, to help be my partner in the party. They are receiving amazing rewards for doing parties with you. And so it's okay to ask them to participate and to engage with the post. Hopefully you were able to take away something from this. Oh, I see a question really quick. That's a great question. If the hostess is not familiar with the products, I have had that happen. It's okay. What you can do, you won't necessarily have your hostess saying, oh my goodness, I love these products so much. They can just be like, well, this is interesting. This sounds really cool. I would love to try. I can't wait to try this product. I have my hostess create wish lists and post wish lists of some things that they're hoping to get. I think sometimes it's so much more fun when they're unfamiliar with all the products, because they are being wowed too. They're like, oh my goodness, wait a minute, they can comment and their excitement is just going to be there. Whereas sometimes with our veteran hostesses, they might not have as much excitement, but then again, you can also use them to say, hey y'all, I just wanted to share with you my favorite product. They can share a graphic and they can explain why they love that product. But I think either way, no matter what the hostess situation is, you can use it to your advantage. And I hope that helps. Thank you for asking that question, Maggie. All right, ladies. Well, I'm going to go. I appreciate you so much for being here, and I hope y'all have a fantastic night. Thanks, y'all.